Hazel? Hazel? Hey. Hey!
Hey.
So, was any of it real?
Well, we really made that episode. It cost a fortune to make it though, because we had to do it all ourselves, otherwise people would know.
You didn't think people would realise that Hazel Lee had turned into a man? People thought you'd gone crazy and kidnapped her.
No, we had it all planned out. We were going to explain it. She's mortified, really. She just couldn't carry on showing her face. She wanted me to take over.
Oh, and the wig was just for your own enjoyment then?
Well, I didn't think people would tune in if it was just me by myself. I wanted to capture some of the essence that Hazel had in her shows.
This doesn't sound like Hazel at all. I thought she'd love the attention.
All she told me is that she wanted to spend more time with her friend Jonathan. He claims he's the leader of some tribes or something. I think he's rich.
That explains it.
I think this has all worked out best for everyone. I've got enough media attention now that I could get a book deal out of this whole incident. Maybe an HBO miniseries, TED Talks, maybe even a talk show. I hear there's a vacancy now that Larry's gone as well.
Wouldn't happen to know anything about that, would you?
No, him and Hazel weren't close. I think she only really put up with him in order to get more screen time for her cooking segment. Hey, where are you going?
You've wasted enough of my time and I've got a real case to solve.
Don't you want to write about me? Maybe even a ghostwriter?
At this point, we haven't really talked about a certain power struggle that was the talk of the tabloids for a few months.
Oh, I know where you're going with this.
Do you?
Yeah. I'll save your breath. He did it. I know he's responsible.
Couldn't that be considered liable?
I don't think so. He's guilty. Plain and simple.
During the month of November 2017, a number of accusations were brought to the Crown Prosecution Service, citing that the station manager of Forge TV, Tom Mason, was responsible for the disappearance of D-list celebrity talk show host Larry.
What happened was about 6 months before Larry's disappearance, there was an attack ad aimed at Tom Mason, aimed at dismantling his credibility and his power within the station's students' union.
And how exactly did that link to Larry?
Well, it turned out that one of the main producers who'd fought for this attack ad to be made was none other than Larry himself.
Do you remember what Mr. Mason's campaign was for?
Not a clue. Something to do with the students' union, I'm sure. Maybe activities officer?
Larry had seemingly been brought in to provide some credibility to the ad. Maybe he was vying for a coup, I don't know. Either way, it provided a motive, so Mason was under investigation.
You've been led to believe that this man cares for your feelings, your hopes, your dreams. In fact, Tom Mason is a filthy liar who isn't capable of holding elected office. The union is a mess because of one man. That man. No, stay right there. He has to be stopped. Litter is on the rise, and so is crime. But what is Tom Mason doing about it? Nothing.
Die große Zeit ist jetzt angebrochen. Deutschland ist nun erwacht.
I can assure you I was not involved. I mean, this so-called attack ad, it did nothing to my credibility. At the time, I was very much a leading figure and one of the main powers in the Students' Union, and he was still up and coming, and so there really was no motive there.
Free goodie bags.
He says that he likes terrorism.
No, I don't.
He says that he likes ISIS.
No, I don't.
He says that he likes Taylor Swift.
Actually, I absolutely love Taylor.
Hitler. Hitler is what he said. You heard it, I heard it, we all heard it. You know I am trustworthy because I build my case on attack, not facts.
Why they were releasing this at a time when I was coming to the end of my tenure at Forge TV, and I wasn't even serious about running for an officer position, I don't know, it's beyond me. I mean, why not make an attack ad against one of the actual officers, or maybe a candidate who is definitely running? It's, yeah, not a clue. I mean, these are the kind of people that we're dealing with. This man is incompetent.
However, a lead detective on the case was still not convinced.
We had received an anonymous tip that Mr. Mason's car had been stopped on the hard shoulder of the motorway. Those driving past reported seeing him throw objects wrapped in cloth from the boot of his car. I'm going to be honest with you, this was an area notorious for dumping body parts. I mean, it's called Body Dumping Creek, so we were a little concerned. This, we thought, is a potential crime scene.
However, when the officers stormed the hard shoulder, there were some interesting developments.
Turns out his car is just a piece of shit. It had been used during Sheffield Varsity to transport tech equipment from venues back and forth, and it proved too much for the damn thing. It was a shame too. We were really looking forward to bringing him in, arresting him, just bringing an end to this case.
Wait, did you find out what he was throwing into the bushes?
Oh, that, yeah. We found out it was the dismembered body parts of another committee member of Forge TV, but because that's not in our jurisdiction, and it wasn't Larry, we left it well alone.
Hello.
You!
Oh yeah, sorry, how rude of me not to introduce myself. I'm TV's Larry. Did you want an autograph? Don't worry, man. A lot of people are speechless the first time they meet me. But I'm not really that scary or famous. I'm just a normal guy.
But it's you!
What's your name and what did you want it to say?
You're not even meant to be here.
This is my house.
People thought you were gone, disappeared, dead.
I heard something about that on the news. What happened?
There was a big investigation and there were suspects and the police had thought you'd been kidnapped.
Who'd want to kidnap me? I'm not that famous. I'm like book deal, columnist, Celebrity Big Brother famous. Not real famous.
No, it wasn't finished and the police said it could have been an altercation. Where did you go?
I was in Bora Bora. The taxi guy took my luggage and threatened to leave without me. I just told myself I'd finish it when I got back. Just a little thank you note for all my loyal fans. It seems I was right. They were very worried about me.
Why Bora Bora?
I just had to get away from it all, you know? The money, the fame, the sports cars, the mansions, the trained circus monkeys that sit on your shoulder, all that stuff. It was just too much for me.
What now?
Well, whilst I was relaxing on the beaches of Bora Bora, I came up with this incredible idea. And because of all the current media attention, I think this is excellent timing.
What idea?
Listen to this. Late Night with Larry, Season 2. The triumphant return of TV's Larry from his disappearance/hiatus/murder.
Sounds great.
You know, I like you. I'm sure I can get you a part.
Larry approached me to do the first series, and it was at a time when he was this big thing. He was going to be the next big thing, and I thought, yeah, great opportunity. I can get involved, say how I've been, but it changed. Something changed along the process, and I can't tell you what happened. More about Larry. Larry's a character in all senses of the word. He is literally a character, a manifestation of someone else's mind, and no one can really say who, why, which, water, who, like where he is, and it's just impossible to sort of say what he's doing. I mean, he's literally trying to destroy Forge TV and the Sheffield Students' Union, and no one as of yet has managed to stop him. And it's worrying. And I did my best when I was the station manager. I slowed down the process, and we had some great feedback, and everything was going really well. But I don't know. We just didn't manage to actually cull the Larry train, and it's a shame, because it was a train that was going far too fast. It could have derailed at any point, and there was a lot of people behind it as well. That's the other thing. There was people in front of it, people behind it, and I was on the tracks at the time, and it ran me over in the form of an attack ad, if that's what we're calling it. Quotes. Because the people have called it an attack ad, but it's not really, because it made no difference to my credibility. So that's Larry. That's all I can say. I just don't know, to be honest. I think it's going to be interesting to see what you've managed to find in this documentary. I think there's going to be lots of different accounts. There's going to be lots of contradictions. Some people are going to say one thing, and I some people are not going to agree with what my account is. And Larry is a driving force behind people thinking different things. He's a thought provoker. If anything, he's managed to provoke the thought of minds of the people of the University of Sheffield Students' Union alumni and staff. And that's a problem, or is it? And that's what my job is now, to work out whether or not it won't ever be again. Content.
That's good.
That'll do, right?
I'm going to put that in the credits.